4. Kurt Busch, Dale Jr., Jeff Gordon, Jimmy Johnson all have 3 speeding penalties. Driving penalties, not including pitting too soon. Paul Menard has 7, Matt Kenseth has 6, Joe Logano 6, Carl Edwards, Truex Jr. with 5, Jeff Gordon with 4, Kurt Busch, Dale Jr., Denny Hamlin, and Jimmy Johnson all with 3. Now you have penalties for driver and crew. Okay, this includes uncontrolled tire, pitting too soon, stuff of that nature. Clint Bowyer has 1 for uncontrolled tire. Kyle Busch has 1 for 1 speeding penalty. Dale Jr. with 3 speeding penalties. Carl Edwards has 7. That's 4 for speeding, 1 commitment violation, 1 for crew over the wall too soon, and 1 removing equipment. Now, commitment violation is, once you pass the commitment cone, you're in there. You can't come back out. Okay, that's very important to know. And of course, removing equipment, gas tank is usually 1. When the car takes off and the guy's still putting the gas in. Alright. Jeff Gordon has 3 speeding, 1 driving through too many pit boxes, and 1 for throwing equipment. Okay. Matt Kenseth has 4 speeding penalties, 1 for going through too many pit boxes, 1 for running the stop sign, and 1 for crew throwing equipment. Brad Keselowski has 1 for speeding, 1 commitment in line violation, 2 for crew too over the wall too soon, and 1 for removal of equipment. And Joe Logano, he has 4 speeding on pit road, 1 for going through too many boxes, 1 for running the stop sign, okay, 1 over the wall too soon, and 1 uncontrolled tire. So that's that. What else? There's a bunch of others, but we're going to just skip that. So Danica Patrick's team is penalized for inspection infraction. NASCAR places crew chief and now Danica Patrick didn't get popped. It's our team. She's actually the only one that didn't get any penalties. NASCAR suspended crew chief and car chief through December 31st. I think they're on probation. Infractions were discovered during a pre-qualifying inspection. A P2 penalty, according to the NASCAR rulebook. NASCAR media release says, quote, the right side of the quarter panel behind the rear wheel/tire was modified during pre-qualifying inspection. Crew Chief Daniel Knost, K-N-O-S-T, has been placed on NASCAR probation through December 31st, 2015. No penalties issued to the Danica Patrick. Source Bleacher Report. Now, the rules that were broken, or the violations, Section 12.1, actions detrimental to stock car racing. Section 20.4.b, body, all approved OEM manufactured body components must be used as supplied, except as required to stiffen or to attach to other vehicle components. Tolerance from CAD services and template tolerances are provided to allow for manufacturing, fabrication, and installation variability. 20.4.2 surface conformance. A, coordinate measuring machines, scanning equipment, and templates amongst other tools will be used to inspect body surfaces for conformance to the approved OEM and NASCAR CAD files. OEM, original equipment manufacturer, CAD, computer aided design. Also, Clint Bowyer docked 25 points due to inspection infractions prior to qualifying. Crew Chief Billy W. Scott suspended for the next 3 weeks and fined $75,000. And Clint Bowyer is, of course, MWR. And I just heard, actually, right before I came in today, that MWR is looking to appeal that, and he wound up getting a P4 penalty. Kyle Busch, Xfinity, okay. Kyle Busch, Joe Gibbs Racing number 54 car. Team penalized for failing post-race inspections. The 54 was too low on all 4 corners. Crew Chief Chris Gale fined $12,500 and placed on probation through December 31st, 2015. J.D. Gibbs docked 10 owner points. Kyle Busch not penalized because he does not accumulate points for a NASCAR Xfinity Series. Also, Joe Gibbs, number 18, driven by Daniel Suarez, penalized for pre-race inspection Crew Chief Eric Phillips and crew member John Egbert Jr. are placed on probation through December 31st. And, something else, too. And, that's it. And, MWR, is appealing the Clint Boyer, now, MWR is releasing Clint Boyer, and, after this season, I should say. The issue with Clint Boyer was an issue with the suspension and track bar. So that's what was up with that. Yes, Billy Scott suspended for the next 3 races, $75,000. Rule 20.14c, all suspension mounts and mounting hardware must not allow movement or realignment of any suspension and or drivetrain component beyond normal rotation or suspension and or drivetrain travel. 20.14.2.1.k, beveled washes and or other components that allow movement under load will not be permitted on the track bar, hem joints, or rod end and or track bar mounting bolts. All right. Did you get all that? And then 12.5.3.4.1d, approved parts that are not properly installed or are made adjustable when not normally intended to be. And then 12.5.3.4.1f, components, devices, systems, configurations, installations, etc., which serve to circumvent NASCAR templates, gauges, measuring devices, whether intended to or not. And MWR is appealing that as mentioned. Now, next week I'll have a list for you of all the sponsors for the 2016 sponsors for the 2016 season. We'll go over that as well. Also, NASCAR came out, I think it was last week, and they said that the new schedule will be coming out in 2 to 3 weeks. So they said that. I heard that last week, so probably next week or the week after. So hopefully we'll get that, and we can go over and see where they're headed to next year. Although they only list the tracks, they don't really list the channels. I don't think they really. When the schedule first comes out, they only list the tracks, and they'll list the channels, but they don't list the times. So that's when the schedule first comes out. Then, as they get closer and closer towards the beginning of the season, then they'll come. Then it's when you get all the start times. So that's how that usually works. All right. So, ladies and gentlemen, let's do the schedule one more time, and then we're out of here. Oh, and before I go, I want to say hello to the Pope. Pope Francis is in our neck of the woods as we speak. So just to say a shout out to the Pope, just in case he might be listening. You never know. All right, so let's do it. Saturday afternoon, is this week's NASCAR Camping World Truck Series event. Saturday, September 26th at 1 p.m. Eastern, Fox Sports 1 and MRN. And that's the UNOH 175 from New Hampshire. 200 laps scheduled. Saturday evening is this week's NASCAR Xfinity Series event, Saturday, September 26th at 8 p.m. on NBC, SN, and PRN. And that's the visitmyrtlebeach.com 300 from Kentucky. And then on Sunday, as we all know now, Sunday, September 27th, week 2 of the Challenge Round, week 2 of the Chase, Sunday, September 27th at 2 o'clock p.m. Eastern Time, NBC, SN, and PRN, and that's the Sylvania 300 from New Hampshire with 300 laps scheduled. All right. That's it, ladies and gentlemen. Hey, if you want to listen to some music, Live365.com, and it's Community Radio LI. So you type that in the search box there, Community Radio LI. Hit enter, you'll see the lighthouse right there, and then hit the play button, and then you'll be right on your way to Nonstop. This is the Nonstop Music Machine, Rock and Country, and that's Community Radio LI, and that's over at Live365.com. And if you want to catch this podcast, RP, you can. It'll be available in about 5 minutes. You can also go to apodradio.com, where it'll be set on autoplay as well. And there you go. Thank you to the listeners. Appreciate the business. We're getting a lot of hits on Sunday, which is kind of a cool thing because Sunday is race day. It is a dull normal podcast. I do I do agree with that. It's facts and figures, and that's about it. But it's fun, and I hope you're enjoying our time together. Racing Podcast will continue all the way until November. Let's see, the 27th. Actually, the 26th will be our last RP for 2015, and then we'll be back in February, just to let you know about that. And that's it for today. So, ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to say thank you very much for tuning in. Have a wonderful weekend, and be good and be safe. I've been your host, Manny A., and from New York, this has been the Racing Podcast.